community. And then if we have time, we have some typical club scenarios that we're going to kind of review and see how we're going to all respond to them. So at this point, I'm going to turn the whole thing over to Stephen. And Stephen, please introduce yourself also and take it forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Linda. My name is Stephen, and I'm a product specialist at Club Runner. I've been working here for about a year and a half now. And I was just going to go through some of the secretary training throughout Club Runner. That'll include kind of managing your membership, which would be adding, terminating, or transferring members to and from your club. We'll also be going through the access levels required to carry out these tasks. I think to begin with, I'll just briefly cover what the access levels are and which ones basically give access to throughout the Club Runner platform. Then we'll go through on sending. We'll touch briefly on RI integration. There is quite a bit to it, so I'm just going to provide a brief overview and all the relevant kind of pages involved with that module. We're going to cover the email module as well, just sending emails to and from Club Runner. The dues and billing module we'll also touch on as well, which will be just kind of creating invoices, sending them out, and basically doing any of the bookkeeping required for the club. So I think we can just get underway. I do believe I can share my screen, so I'm just going to share my screen here. Perfect. Can everybody see my screen?
Yep.
Okay, great. So this is going to be just this is the main homepage when you first log into Club Runner, where you're going to be bought into. So this is essentially going to be where you can get to the different modules from here as well. I'll just quickly touch on the access levels. So the profile I'm on has the highest access level of 30, so you're going to have full administrative access through the Club Runner platform. We have this page on our Confluence that just goes through the different access levels in Club Runner. So we're going to have
for the secretary section. We're starting. Okay. Yep, we've already started.
Yeah, so we're going to have the top access levels are going to be 90 through to 30.
Okay, thanks.
So 80 and 90 access levels are going to have very limited access to the module. That's basically no access when the user has these access levels. Level 70 member is what most members have for the club. They're going to have access to sending emails, editing their profile, and that's essentially everything for level 70. There's going to be level 60 editor. For X60 editor, you're going to be able to create bulletins, edit bulletins, also any custom web pages as well. You're going to be able to edit with this. And then the one we'll be focusing on the most is level 50 and 30, and that's going to be club executives. These are typically assigned to the club's treasurer, the club's secretary, positions like that. And that'll give you access to the club's membership. It'll give you access to the RI integration and just various. It'll provide you the most access essentially to the Club Runner platform. And then there's the highest level, which is site administrator, level 30. That'll give you access, full administrative access, so you'll be able to edit the club's website. So level 40 and 50 don't have access to the to design the website, but level 30 does, and that's what that gives you. In this article, it will show you basically just quick screenshots of what every access level has access to, but I'll definitely show you in the demo club here. So this is one of our demo clubs. All the information you're going to see in this demo club is fictional. There's no real information here. It's all just made up information. But the club account I'm on is access level 30, so I have full administrative access to the club. So I'll just get started on how you can basically manage your club's membership in Club Runner. So you're going to see the blue membership tab here. And if you click that, you're going to have a little sub-menu pop up down at the bottom here. You're going to have members list, dashboard, member designations. The one we're going to be focusing on is the members list. This is going to be members list for your club. There are 3 different member lists for your club. There's active members, there's other users, and then there's inactive members, those members who have been terminated. So I'll just go through the active members list first. So this is going to show you a list of all your active members. So in the first column, it'll show you who has an email address logged into their profile. The ones without the symbol, they don't have an email address in their profile. The first column will be your first and last name, what type of membership they have. So you can see they have active, honorary, are typically the most popular ones used by clubs. There's going to be the access column, which is going to show you their access level. So you can see all these ones are level 70, but if someone was assigned like a level 60 or 50, it would say level 60 or 50 here. Actions, there's change status and reset password. So if you had a member who is struggling to log in, this is a quick, easy way just to reset their password. Change status would allow you to change their membership status to, say, if you wanted to change them to an honorary member status from active, or change them to terminated. Like if you're terminating them, you could do that as well. Next is the other user list. So other user lists, they are essentially, they aren't authentic members of the club, like they aren't official members of the club. We have had clubs say they hired like an external website designer and they wanted to give them access. This is typically how they would go about it. Other member users, they won't be included in Rotary International integration because they're not official members. They won't be included in the dues and billing module, attendance, those sort of things. But they can be assigned different access levels, that 30 through to 90 access levels. Then finally, last one is you have the inactive members list. So this is going to be any members who have been terminated, or say you accidentally create a duplicate profile for somebody. As you can see for this first one here, this is essentially going to be a list for them. It has the same kind of fields as active member lists, where there's a type and what their access used to be. This access won't have any effect since they're inactive. If they have level 70, they won't have access just because they are inactive. I'll just go back to the active member list now, and I'll just show you how you can go through the steps of, say, adding a new member. To begin with, you would just click on Add New Member here. And this will pull up basically a form just to fill out with some of the relevant information when you are creating a new member. So the first field, you can set whether they are active. There's honorary, active satellite, active corporate, whichever membership type you want to assign them. If they had a sponsor, if they also have a Rotary member ID, and the date they joined the club. You also have some integration options when you are adding a new member, whether you want to report them to Rotary International or not report this new member to Rotary International. So essentially with these 2 options, if you wanted to have the member in Club Runner but not in Rotary International, then you would click Do Not Report. But if you wanted their information to synchronize at Rotary International, you would have to click Report this new member to Rotary International. It is selected by default, so essentially when you're just creating a new member, it will be selected by default, but you can, again, select the Do Not Report. Then you have member details like their first, last name, gender. You can see all the ones that have that little asterisk beside them and are in orange. Those are required fields. So those are required when adding a new member. Then you are able to add their address information, address line, their address line, city, country, province, territory, and zip and postal code. And then at the very end, you do have the option of setting their username. Normally, the username is generated by default, but you do have the option of changing that. Temporary password. Usually it's just random characters that are generated, but if you wanted to set it to something different, you definitely have the option of doing that. And then you also have the send email notification to this member. So if you did want to, so each member, they can be sent a welcome new member email. You have the option of sending that to them if you please. Again, the email field will have to be filled in though for that email to be sent. If it's not filled in, it won't be able to be sent to them. And that's essentially the steps you would go through when adding a new member. Once you've filled in all the relevant information, you could just hit the add member and they will be added to your active member list. I'll just go back to the active member list quickly. So essentially, once you create the new member, they'll just show up here with everything you've set in. By default, they will be set with like an access level of 70, but you can easily change that once their member profile has been created. So I'll just go through. You do have the option of transferring a new member. So if you're looking to add a new member who was a past Rotarian, you have the member. That way, their information will already be brought into your Club Runner account instead of having to go through the add new member steps. You could just transfer the new member, and any information that they had at Rotary International will be brought into Club Runner once you enter this. I'll show you what that page quickly looks like. We do have quite a few clubs who utilize this feature just when transferring members in between clubs. So for when you are searching for the member that you're looking to transfer into the club, you can search by their Rotary ID if you know it. You can also search by their email address. And you can also search by their first name, last name, and which country they are from. Once you hit search, it'll bring up all of the member details just in this box below. And then you have the option of just adding that member to the club. Just a note for Rotary International, they have a requirement where you can only be an active member in one club. So there may be some issues if you're trying to transfer a member in who is currently part of another club. But if they have been terminated by that club, there shouldn't be any issue with just transferring them over into your club. I'll just go back to the active member list here, and I'll just show you how you can go through with changing a member's access level. So to do that, you can just click on any member's profile. I'll just click on a random one here. And this will basically also show you what the member profile looks like if you haven't already seen it. So this is what the member profile looks like. You're going to have member details here. This is just generic details for the member, their first, last name, date of birth, their spouse's name, and then their email address and all other kinds of information. You then have their home information as well, and then any related work information as well. But to change the access level, you're going to want to go to the settings tab here, and you're going to see an edit button here. Once you click the edit button, you can go here and you can go to the club access level dropdown. And from here, you can select the access level you wish to assign them. There is a quick note about access levels. You can only assign an access level that you currently have. So if this was a level 50 account I was on, I would only be able to upgrade that member's access level to a 50 or anything lower. So I wouldn't be able, so if I was a level 50, I wouldn't be able to say upgrade this member's access level to a site administrator. I would only be able to set to the club executive. But since I am a level 30, I'm able to set it to level 30 as well. I'll just set them to a level 50 right now. And on this, you can also change their username if you wanted to as well here. I'm going to click save. And you'll see their club access was increased. Just a quick note for access levels, they may need to log out and log back in to see the changes go through. There have been just to see the changes go through. So once I have increased the access level, Marvin here might have to log out and log back in just to see the increased access. So that's going to be how you go through and increase the access level. There is another tab that will be of importance as well, and that's the Rotary tab. These are the Rotary member details for the club. So it'll contain their Rotary number, the club, who their sponsor was, badge number. This all information doesn't have to be filled in, but it is just membership details for the member. They also have their membership type as well, the date they joined their club and the date they joined Rotary. And below, I'll just have club attendance. You can see just for this one, there isn't any club attendance listed for them, but this is where it would appear. And then there is another important tab, which is privacy. This is a privacy setting where a member can opt in and out of certain email communications through the club. So you can see you can opt in and out of club emails, club bulletins, district emails. Members have access to this. Administrators and administrators can also change these settings as well on behalf of the member. Below, you have the RI integration privacy. I'll touch more on this when we get into the RI integration, but these are essentially all the fields that can be shared with Rotary that the club has opted into. Down at the bottom, it also will say when the profile was last updated. So you can just see, because I made that club access level, it's going to say last updated today's date. And that's essentially how you would go through with just increasing a member's access level, and how you can edit a member's profile. Essentially, is just you should see a blue edit button. Anytime you click that, you can I'll just show you really quickly, but it'll bring up where you can just fill in this information that you want to change. And then when you're done, you just click save. I'll just go back to the active member list once again, and I'll show you how you can terminate a member if they were leaving your club for whatever reason. So to do that, you can click on the change status here. And basically, it'll allow you to terminate the membership. I'm not actually going to terminate this profile, but I'll show you what this page looks like. It'll give you reasons as to why you're terminating the member, and other things like saying the termination date. So you can see here, X member as of today's date defaults to today's date, but you can change that just by clicking on the calendar or clicking in the box and changing out the information. Indicate reason for termination. So you have a bunch of different termination reasons here that you can choose from when terminating the member. And then you can choose, of course, to report this termination to Rotary or do not report this termination to Rotary. And then once you've selected the reason, this terminate member button is going to light up orange, and you should be able to click terminate, and it will terminate the member, and they will end up in that inactive members list. Just on this page too, you can change the membership status as well. So if you want to change them from active to honorary, if they were no longer an active member and they're now honorary, you can do that as well. And again, you can report it to Rotary and also not report to Rotary. There's one other one where you can edit the active membership type. So when you're editing it, you can change it to things like active satellite, active corporate. If you had made a mistake when initially adding the member in, or they just changed to a different membership type, you can just change that here as well. And that's essentially how you would be able to manage your membership in Club Runner, and how you can change the access levels between the access level 30 down to 90 as well. Next, I'll touch on the RI integration. So for RI integration, there's a few pages here that are going to be of importance. I'll just walk you through them all really quickly. So you're going to have the RI integration settings. And essentially here, you're going to see that there's an option to opt in between data integration between Club Runner and RI for member records. When this is checked, it's going to start the synchronization for any updates going forward. It's going to update at Rotary International. So I do know for setting up Rotary International, there is some steps that have to be taken at Rotary International where Club Runner has to be set as like a read and update management provider for the club at Rotary International. Once that has been set up at Rotary International's, then this checkbox will appear where you can switch it on between the two services. You can see right now that our integration status is read and update. This just means Club Runner can read and update Rotary International's databases for your club. So if you were to change a member's address, that means the information can now be carried over from Club Runner into Rotary International. There are clubs that just have us being as a read provider, which just allows us to read Rotary International's databases, but doesn't allow updates to be made to Rotary International. But a lot of our clubs utilize the read and update just for that ease of use, where if you update something in Club Runner, you don't have to go to Rotary. You can it just carries over. But it works vice versa as well. So if you wanted to make the changes at My Rotary, you can do that as well, and the information will be carried back in the Club Runner. So you do have the RI integration privacy settings. So you can see here, this is data sent to Rotary. So this is the information that can be shared with Rotary International. So you can see all the different fields from the member profile. So you have the name, birthday, home address, business address. So this is all the information that can be sent to Rotary International. We have released a new feature called two-way TrueSync. This is where data can be brought from anywhere into Club Runner. So if you did make those changes at Rotary International, those changes will be carried back over into Club Runner if this checkbox is checked. So you can really decide whatever was easiest for the club, whether you want to make changes in Club Runner, those changes will be carried to Rotary, or if you want to make the changes at Rotary, they'll be carried down into Club Runner as well. And as you can see here, there's a couple of options for data being received from Rotary. So membership updates, so this includes any members being added to the club, any members being terminated, so any terminations. So if you were to terminate a member at My Rotary, that would be carried over into Club Runner. A member type change, if they were changed from active to honorary or honorary to active, those will also be carried over as well. And also any membership information, their addresses, phone numbers, the name, their gender, birthday. Anytime you can update the privacy. So if you decided you didn't want to share something with Rotary or to bring something from Rotary into Club Runner, you can easily check and uncheck these options. Now, right down at the bottom, there's a Rotary integration notification contact. So a club can set a Rotary integration contact at any time. So this will essentially email any RI integration conflicts or issues that may arise when changing membership, when performing membership changes. So essentially what it'll do is it'll send an email that lists any RI integration issues. If there are none, you won't receive anything, but this is how you set that. You can choose which member you want to set it as, but by default, it'll be sent to the current year club secretary. So that's essentially, by default, it's going to send that email to the secretary. But you do have the option of changing that at any time. Restoring to the default contact is going to restore it to the current year secretary as well. And that's essentially basically the RI integration settings page. This is where you'd go set up RI integration between your club and Rotary. I'll show you the rest of the pages now.
Stephen,
Yep.
how often do you recommend integrating with Rotary International, doing this process? Is it one and done, or should you do it periodically?
It's one and done. So as long as this is checked, it's gonna continue doing it automatically for you.
I think that's new for me. So, I mean, how would I know that that's done? I never got a notification that that was available.
Yeah, so if you go to this page I'm on right now, it should be able to tell you what kind of RI integration status your club has. Essentially, when you first, like when you do check that box, I don't think an email is sent, just as a confirmation. But once you click that checkbox, it's going to automatically pull like any membership updates going forward is going to pull from Club Runner into Rotary International. But yeah, if your club has checked this box, then it should be, and as long as you have the read and update status for the club, it should be set with automatically sending it. I can take a look after at your specific club if you wanted to, just to see what the RI integration status is for your club.
Well, my question is more in terms of keeping up with changes there. So I'm guessing I should go in periodically to reintegrate just to catch any system upgrades.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. So I'll show you. There's another page where you can go to where you can view any updates that were recently made. It'll show you all membership updates. I'm going to get to that page next, but it'll show you all the recent membership updates, and it'll show you if there was any conflicts or issues when those were made. But yeah, I'll actually move on to that page right now.
Thank you.
So it's the member updates archive. So you can check this periodically just to make sure everything's going fine with in terms of integration as well. So you can see here it's going to say, for example, this member here went through an executive change. You can see it was status with update complete successfully. Essentially, this will just give you a full history, kind of. You can pick the dates that you want to view. So if you notice something, you want to check something prior to January 27th, you can go ahead and it'll provide you basically all the information you need to see any membership updates. So you can see some of these ones kind of failed. You would be able to look at the details to see kind of why they failed. We do have a lot of clubs, when they do receive kind of these errors, they typically reach out to us and like our support team, and we kind of dig into it further. And we provide you like the steps, resolutions to fix any issues that might be going on. But yeah, this is essentially kind of a journal or a log to think about it of all the membership updates that were made since that setting was enabled between sharing between Club Runner and Rotary International. Yeah, so for this page, you can select specific members if you wanted to specify a specific member you wanted to look at. Instead of having to look at everything, you can filter it out. RI integration type, if you're looking for, say, an address change, I'll show you specifically. So say I wanted to check for Terry here, an address change. I'm not sure if an address change was made for Terry, but we'll see if any results pop up. You can then select the dates that you want to check whenever updates of this type were made. So I'll keep it January 27th. And you just click show. So none of these changes were made. That's why just nothing is showing. But if there was an address change made for Terry between these dates, it would show up right here. So this is essentially just allowing you to kind of filter and make things easier when viewing. I'll just refresh that. And yeah, you can also export to Excel if you wanted to export to Excel. But I'll just show you what the details look like. So I do see update sponsor failed here for this member. So you can click on details and it'll show you the old data. And this is the new data that was trying to be changed. So you can see just the sponsor was trying to be changed, and there was some sort of issue that occurred. But this will provide you more details on the old data that was there previous, and any new data that you were trying to update. But that was a great question. We do have a lot of questions regarding RI integration, just because there's a lot to the process in between just sharing between the two systems. But yeah, next is the Club Updates Archive. So it's kind of like the Member Updates Archive, but it's for your club essentially. So if any changes are made to the club email, club fax, mailing address, meeting info, this will show you, because this information is also shared between Club Runner and Rotary International. So just like the member ones, it's going to show you which ones were successful, which ones were kind of like who initiated it. So it's to show you who initiated the change. So if an administrator made a change in a member's profile or anything to like the club information, it will show you who initiated it. So this will be basically kind of like the member updates, where it's going to provide a log of any club changes that were made. Next, you have the RI Updates Archive. So this is going to be any RI updates that were made at Rotary. And this is a very important page too, is a compare and synchronize. This is essentially how to tell if your membership is matching up between Club Runner and Rotary International. So you should see members in sync. That just means that the members are synchronized between Rotary International and Club Runner. If members are appearing in here, it's a great sign. That means everything is being synchronized between the profiles. So in this, you'll see like their Rotary ID, member type, when they were last updated. And then there's also a compare page where you can compare specific details between Club Runner and Rotary International. So I'll just click compare. And this will basically provide two columns that's going to show you the information that Club Runner has and the information that Rotary International has. So you can see here, these are all the fields in Club Runner. And you'll see all the here in Rotary International. So you can see all the membership information is matching up. If there was something missing in Rotary International or in Club Runner, you have the option of pulling that information into either system. So when there's an equal sign, it means that they're matching. If you see a blue arrow pointing to Club Runner, it means the information is in Rotary International, but it's not matching Club Runner. If you see an orange arrow, it just means that Club Runner has the information, but it's not matching in Rotary International. And then if that arrow is appearing, you should see a checkbox beside the field that's not matching. You can check it. You can go down and synchronize selected fields, and that'll synchronize those selected fields. I'll try and find a profile that is missing information. Not sure if I'll be able to find one, but I just want to see just so I can give you a proper kind of view of how it would look. This one looks to all be matching. I'll try this last one. Sorry, it's just taking a little bit longer. This person looks like it's all matching, but essentially what's going to happen is you will see those two arrows, and depending on which arrow you see is going to be the system that has the non-matching information. But you do have the option from this page of then checking that selected field and matching it up. And then there are going to be various sections at the bottom of any kind of issues that may be going on with the membership. So you can see there's a member type mismatches section down here. So you can see this member specifically is active in Club Runner, but is this a terminate at Rotary International. This could happen for a variety of reasons. Say they terminate them at Rotary International, but they didn't, the setting wasn't being pulled, wasn't opted into, so that way the information is being pulled in the club runner. This could happen by that way, but it's relatively easy to fix, where you would just, if it was right at Rotary, you would just come in here, terminate the member and club runner, and then just match those two up. But essentially, this is going to be the page where you can kind of see the membership matching between club runner and Rotary International. This is typically what we look at when we're trying to diagnose problems with any issues that clubs might be facing. I know personally, I first go to this page to see what might be happening with the member. And then I also go back to that member updates archive just to see what kind of issues might have occurred during the synchronization. Again, you can filter by records. So if you were looking for a specific member, you can type in their name and it'll update where you can just look for that specific member. Next is the executive compare and synchronize. So you can synchronize positions between Club Runner and Rotary International. These are all the positions that are available kind of between Rotary International and Club Runner, like the club president. I think they just added the vice president in recently, secretary, treasurer, but you can, this will be synchronized between Rotary International and Club Runner as well. So you can see, this is what I meant between the arrows. So you can see here, it's not matching between Club Runner and Rotary International, just because the position expired at Rotary International. But if you wanted to essentially synchronize them over, you would just check the box here and synchronize the selected positions if any were missing. But typically, if you enter them in the executive page, it will be automatically synchronized over. So you can view next year as well, and you just click refresh. You can only show errors and mismatch, so any of the matching ones won't appear if you click this. You just see the ones that have a mismatch on it. And essentially, yeah, I can show you where this page pulls the information from. So if you go to organization here and you select executives and directors, this is essentially where you can set the club's executives and directors. So just to, you can view previous years as well. You can also set next year's as well. So you do have the option of carrying over to next year. So if they were the same executives going to next year, you can carry over to next year. You do have the option of adding a new position. These positions won't be carried over. Like, I know Rotary only integrates with certain positions. So I think it's like president, vice president, secretary, treasurer, membership. I believe there's a couple of others, but not all positions are synchronized between Rotary, just because I don't think Rotary recognizes all of them. But this is where you can set your executives for the club. So you see secretary is empty here. So if I wanted to add someone in, you could click edit position that you want them to be. So it'd be secretary. You can change the title, and you can also select the member then that you'd want to select. You would just select them and press save, and they will then take over this spot right here. And essentially that is everything for RI integration. Those are the main pages that clubs typically use when comparing RI and Club Burner. Next, I'll touch on, I think one of the other topics was sending emails in Club Runner. So I'll just briefly show you that. So communication module right here. And you'll be able to click on email services. And this is where you can basically it shows your email lists. So it show any emails you have in draft. So if you're currently working on an email, any draft ones will appear here, which is with the status of draft. You can see a test was sent on February 13th. So any sent here are just going to show this status of when they were sent, the date and time. The owner is essentially who composed the email. So whoever composed the email, their name will appear here. There are different options. So you have the show my emails only. This will show only your emails that you had composed. If you wanted to view all of the emails in the club from every member, you'd click on show all emails. You can just see, just because this is a demo account, not all of emails have been sent, but it will show other members' emails here. So other than Jane Doe, the account I'm on, any other members would also appear here with their emails. Again, you can filter the records. If you're looking for, if I was looking for Club Runner test, I could type in test and filter out just to see that one. This shows recent active emails. I'm not sure what the cutoff is, but if you wanted to view all active emails from the club all time, you can click on all active emails and it'll bring you up basically all the emails that were sent in Club Runner. If it's on show my emails only, it'll show you all of your emails that you had sent. Show all emails would show all of the club emails that were sent. Delete emails will also show you the any deleted emails as well. And then I'll just show you how to compose a new message. Essentially, you just click on compose new message, and this is the screen that you will see. So you have the recipient list here. We have already some recipient lists set up, but of course the club can set up its own contact group, distribution list as well. These are just the ones we provide that's automatically populated with like the members of the club and everything. So that way the club doesn't have to worry about manually kind of keeping up with these. They'll automatically be added in and out. But if you wanted to email all active and honorary members, you could just select that checkbox and it will email all those members. You can go further and you can click the little plus symbol here, and this will bring up kind of subgroups that you would want to email. So you can see it's split up into active and honorary. So if you wanted to just email, say, honorary members, you could select that, or just active, you could also select that. You can go even further if you wanted to email specific members of the club, like say not every active member, but you can click expand here, and you can then go ahead and kind of select all of the members that you would want to email. You will notice that there is possibly some members that might be grayed out. This is due to, essentially there's two reasons why email address is missing for the recipient in their profile. So if their email address is missing in their profile, you won't be able to email them. Or there's another reason if they opted out of receiving club emails. So in those privacy settings I had shown you in the member profile, if they opt out of any of those, then they won't be able to receive those types of emails. So if a member had opted out of receiving club emails, then they won't be able to be selected. But as an administrator or the member themselves, they can easily opt back in if it was done by accident. We have seen people do it by accident and wondering why they haven't received emails. So we typically look there first just to see if they had accidentally opted out. And that's how you would go through selecting various members. We do have some other recipient groups, other users. So if you wanted to just email other users, inactive members, if you want to keep in touch with any terminated members, if they should be receiving any emails, you can also select them from here as well. Custom distribution lists. This might be any distribution lists that are created by the club. Distribution lists can only members can be added to distribution lists. But then we have contact groups where anybody can be added as a contact. They don't have to be a member of the club. It could be your next door neighbor who isn't part of the club. You can add them if you wanted to as well, but these will show any contact groups that the club has created. We do have some default ones, just bulletin subscribers, if anyone is subscribed to the bulletin. We do have a friends one, if any friends of the club can also check them there. Prospects, this is tied to our membership success module. This is for onboarding prospects to the club, but this will automatically be populated with prospects from that module. These other ones are just demos. They don't really have any, they're not going to be shown in your club, but these are just other ones that we have created for this demo account. But essentially, those are the different recipient groups. Enter a subject. This will enter the subject that's going to appear in the email subject. Now you also have select template. So we have some system ones, but you can also create custom email templates. So if you have one that you're reusing so often, you can use a template from that and modify it however you want for the specific email. The sender first name. So you do have the option of this will just be what's populated with the sender's information. So it'll be like dear the sender's first name, nickname, middle name. You can set to kind of whatever you want. Account is going to be just the information you want to also show in the email body. And then finally, here's going to be your email body. These kind of placeholders, they are generated by this kind of a sender list here. So you'll see like there's like the $, nickname, and another $. So this is going to auto-populate with basically the member's information. So dear, in this example for this account, it'd be Jane Smith. So if you were to select the active member list and you were to select Jane Doe from that active member list, their information will be populated into this. So when they receive the email, you will see this, but they will see Dear Jane Doe. And essentially it's just kind of like a placeholder field. So basically information from their member profile is going to be pulled into that into those placeholders. Again, you can change these. This is just the one that auto-populates, but you can change it wherever you want. But you do have different features in this toolbar. If you wanted to add a link, you can add a link. If you wanted to email them a link, just click link, type in the URL, and it'll paste it in. If you wanted to link some specific text, I'll just show you really quickly here. You would just highlight the text, click link, and you can enter the URL, and this text will appear as a hyperlink. So if they click in the email, it'll take them to that URL. You can add images. You can change the font size, bold it, italicize, underline. There's quite a few different options for editing and formatting the text for emails. Step 3 is any attachments if you want to upload, PDF, Word. There is a maximum of 5 megabytes per file and a total attachment size of 6 megabytes for both attachments, but you just click the select files for upload. It bring up your computer folder where you can then select the attachment that you'd want to add. Include a link to list of recipients. If you want to include a link of all the recipients on the email, you can do that. Send me a copy of this email if you wanted to send a copy of yourself first. Then for step 5, when you are sending the email, you can send it right now as soon as you hit send, or you can schedule the email. So if I wanted to schedule it, say for tomorrow, I could schedule it for tomorrow, and then I can just set the time from there. So if I wanted, so you can schedule emails in the future. And then you can save the email as a draft. If you're not ready to send it out, you have to make more edits later. There's an option. Send to myself. If you want to test to see how the email looks going out, you can send it to yourself, see how it looks before sending it on to the rest of the recipients. But essentially, that's how you would go through setting up and sending out emails. I know we're running a little bit low on time, so I'm going to quickly run through the dues and billing module. I know I wanted to touch on that. So to get to the dues and billing module, you're going to want to click on organization. and then you'll see the dues and billing module here. And the dues and billing module, you can create invoices. You can view member statements. That'll basically show how much they kind of owe the club. But you can see we don't have any bills created here, but I'll show you how to create a bill. We might have show all bills here. So you can see we do have one bill here. But this is how you would go through creating a new bill. This would be like a bill, invoice. Terms are interchangeable, whatever you prefer. But it allows you to create a description. This would be a description of your invoice. You could say what it's for. The due date, so when the invoice is due to be paid. Any comments you want to add, you can just add it right there. So I'll just enter a quick one right here. I'll just say May dues. I'll just click save. And then you can add specific items for in terms of pricing and everything else once it's done loading. But here it'll bring you to the actual invoice page. You can add items for the specific bill. You just click add additional item. And it'll bring up basically a similar kind of window that you saw when we were creating the invoice, but essentially here is where you can add different price amounts. So invoice detail, I'll just put dues. You can set the unit price, $20, and then the amount will increase as well, will automatically adjust, so it'll be $20. If you change the quantity, it'll change this. So if I were to change this to 2, this would change to 40. But you can then select the members that this will be applied to. So you have a bunch of different members here that you can select with the checkbox. Further down, you have honorary, and then ex-member for inactive members. But you can select the quantity that they ordered, and then you can adjust the unit price for them. So if I were to put 1 here, this will have a unit price of $20 going forward, but you can adjust the price and the quantity at any time. And then that's how you add an item. Next, once you have your invoice finalized, you can then select your billing roster. So this is essentially will prepare individual invoices for your members, or for ex-members too. So right now nobody's shown just because I haven't picked anybody yet, but they will be listed here. And then once you have those members selected, you can hit generate invoices, and it will generate invoices for those members. And then at the end, you have the option to print out the invoices if you wanted to, or you can also email members their invoices as well. We do have account statements as another important page as well. This will show you the account balance for any members based on their invoices. I don't think anybody has any outstanding balances, but it'll show you their outstanding balance here. So if I were to send out that last invoice, that will appear here as their outstanding balance. They haven't paid. You can view their specific transactions to see if they've paid or not. Basically any transaction history for the member you can view. Nothing will probably show up here just because I don't think this is populated with any information, but it'll have the date of the charge, the transaction type. So if it was an invoice, a payment, anything, it'll appear here. The description of it as well, include the invoice description, their total that they owe, a charge, and then payment. This does show, I can't remember what the cutoff is for showing which transaction history, but you can view all transactions here as well. You can also send their statement by email to the member, and then you also can print a report if you wanted an overall report for this member as well. But this page is going to show the account statements. Payment entry. So if the member paid by check or another method and you wanted to record it, you would just click on payment entry. And again, you can just add it to this member. You can enter an amount and the transaction date, and you can select the different member. Multiple payment entries. If you wanted to add multiple payment entries, you can do that instead of going one by one. You can do a credit adjustment, a debit adjustment, or cancel transaction. So these three are going to be how you can adjust if there was a mistake, or say they paid twice, or you entered in a double payment by accident. These three are going to allow you to basically adjust their account balance to fix that error going forward. We do have an export to QuickBooks. So if you wanted to export this information to QuickBooks, we have this option as well. Configuration settings. Probably should touch on this first, but this is how you're going to configure your the settings for the dues and billing module. So you can add the billing address for the club. This will appear on invoices and stuff. When creating a new items, apply amount to all members or do not apply. Display options. So if you didn't want to show those X members when creating the invoice, you can unselect this. Same with honorary members. Payment method. So the club does have the option of integrating with one of our online payment providers. Our two, one for US clubs are Paya. So the club can set up online payment. So when they receive their invoice, they can pay online by their credit card. We have another one for clubs in Canada that's also available for US clubs as well, called Worldline. So you'd have to sign up for an account with them if you wanted to basically accept credit card payments for the club through your club website. Those payment accounts, so they are going to be compatible with the dues and billing module, all the event modules. So we have, I know we didn't touch on this, but we have 3 event modules: Event Planner, My Event Runner, and Cloud Events. You can also collect credit card payments for registration through each of those modules if you sign up for one of those payment accounts. Donation module as well. It also can be collected and set up with that as well. And you do have various reports as well with the dues and billing module. So you can view a debits and credit support, monthly balance report, and the email archive as well. I do know I went a bit over time, but I did quickly go through everything. So if you want to move on to a Q&A section or anything else, we can do that. If you feel like I didn't touch on anything and want to go into more kind of detail.
Yeah, back to the emails. So you send out an email, and then is the normal forwarding and reply of your email work so you can, if someone wants to reply to your email, it comes to your address?
Yeah.
And can you forward it to whoever they want?
Yep. So what's going to happen is when you compose the new email, say you're using Gmail, this email will be sent to your Gmail. You can also view it in Club Runner, but it'll be sent to your Gmail. Then you have your normal options within your email client, whether you want to forward it, or like if someone wants to reply, then you would just do that through like your Gmail. But yeah, this will essentially also, these emails will also be sent to whatever email client you're using, be Gmail, Outlook, and then you have all those options that are available within those email clients.
Okay, I have a quick question. Many times right in the beginning, when you're doing emails, it will say there are certain emails that are blocked.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Could you address that? Thanks.
Yeah, so I think you're referring to like the review block email list here, right? So I will actually show you, I didn't touch on this, but there's an email traffic report. This is, I believe, what you're referring to with the blocked and bounced. So you can view the email statistics for any emails you sent out through Club Runner. So you would just go to the email traffic report under the communication tab. You can click on details, and this will show you kind of the email traffic report for your for emails sent out. You can change kind of the dates. I'm going to see if we have any older kind of emails quickly here. I just want to see if I can find like because login requests don't really have like a statistic for it, but I do want to see if we have I'm going to try opening just another account I have because this one doesn't have a lot of emails that I've sent through it, and I want to show you the a specific one. So just give me 1 second. I'm just going to log in into another into one of our other demo accounts. I thought this demo account is just more for like so I could show you the RI integration, but we have one that has a bunch of test data in it. So I'm just going to show you that one right now. Sorry, it's just loading up. Okay, perfect. This is just another one of our demo accounts, but I'll show you that. So if you go to the email traffic report, click on details. Does this one not have any either? I just want to see. I don't see any for this one either. Just give me 1 second. I'm going to find a better account that that properly shows this. I might try my own sandbox account here. Because I think I've sent some through my own.
Hey, Linda, while he's doing that, could you look at your chat? I sent you a direct message.
Sorry, just give me a second here. I just want to find some test data that that we have. Sorry, I'm going to try one more. Okay, here, I believe I found one. So I'm just going to show it here. So the email traffic report is going to show you essentially the open percentage for your for the email. So it'll show you how many members opened it. Unique clicks. This is just how many members clicked on specific links in the email. So if you added an email, it's going to show you how many times somebody clicked on that email. Successfully delivered is going to provide a percentage of how many were delivered successfully by the system. And then you have undelivered and errors, which will show you the percentage who didn't receive it. So you can see for this member, there was a bounced email. So any bounced emails and dropped emails are going to appear in the blocked email list. So when an email is dropped or bounced, there's a variety of reasons why an email might be dropped or bounced. It could be the email address wasn't spelled correctly. There's some sort of configuration settings for the client's email who's receiving it. We have had some where they had extra security settings that didn't allow kind of they kind of flagged club runners' emails. There have been instances like that, but essentially, if there's any issue when there is sending the email to the person's email address, it will appear with a status of bounced or dropped. I'll quickly show you here the blocked email list, which is just right here. There's also I know a little heading on the homepage when you go. Right now, there's no blocked emails here, but it'll show you the first last name of the blocked person, their email address, the date that they were placed on the block list, and then the reason. So usually for the reason, it's not, they're kind of just like error codes that we receive. So it could be something that sometimes it doesn't really it's not too clear what the issue is, but typically what we recommend is reaching out to us if there's if there's one you had questions about, but if there was any reasons as to why, say, like a member was bounced or dropped, what we typically recommend is sometimes there's a temporary outage. So I know this doesn't really happen for Gmail, but say Gmail was down for a certain amount of time, this might cause emails to be dropped or bounced, and then they'll be placed on the blocked emails list. What you can do is if it was a temporary issue, you can unblock it. There'll be a little option where you can unblock the email. Then you can try sending a test email to see if they are placed back on the block list. But if it's kind of a reoccurring problem, we do recommend reaching out to the email client. But that email traffic report is going to basically give you statistics for each email that's sent out. So that way you can view what emails were dropped, bounced, and they'll all end up on here where you can unblock and block them again. I'll see if I can go through the process if you want. I can just email like an email that doesn't exist and just kind of show you what it looks like if that would help. So what I'll do is I'll go back and I'll just go through the run through of sending an email. So I'll just compose a new email. I'll just kind of email all of these and see if any are come back dropped. So I'll just test. I'll just click send. So it will take a minute just for it to queue, but that's essentially how you go through a quick step of going through and sending an email. I'll go to the email traffic report to see if it was sent just yet. Doesn't look like it's been sent just yet, but once it has been sent, it'll appear in the email traffic report where you can then view on the statistics of it all. But yeah, that's essentially blocked emails are kind of you kind of have to look at it to see what the reason may have been for the blocked emails, but they'll all appear on those managed blocked emails where you can easily remove them or make any changes, because sometimes emails are blocked if the email was incorrectly entered as well. We have seen that.
Thank you very much for that. I'm not sure if all the clubs have as many issues. I will sometimes get 50 or 85 or 100 names that are blocked. And spending all the time trying to get through each one of those is difficult, but that's on a district level. So
yeah,
I know we've had a couple of questions. This billing module I know is used by a couple of clubs that I'm familiar with, but is it an extra pay or is it a component of Club Runner that for the club level that can be used?
Yeah, so that's a great question. So for clubs, this is included. So there are 3 versions of Club Runner. There's light, standard, and admin. So the dues and billing module is available in the standard version and then also the admin version, but it is included part of the subscription. So if the club has a standard like Club Runner subscription, there's no cost, it's included. The only cost that might be is that for the the payment provider. So if you wanted to sign up to accept credit cards, there would be a cost by the company, by their company. It'd be either Paya or Worldline. Yeah, those
Okay.
were the only costs that would be incurred.
Okay, I'd also like you to, I understand there's more changes happening to Club Runner coming up this
Mhm.
fall. What will be the impact on all these club admin or secretaries?
Yeah, so I believe you're talking about like Club Runner Nova that we had announced.
Correct.
Unfortunately, I can't provide too much information, but I know it's going to be a gradual kind of upgrade for clubs. So I know we're focusing on ease of use for easier for members to find certain things. So like an update to like say the navigation menu at the top here. I'm honestly not too sure about the specific changes coming to it. Management knows better than that. I don't have quite all the information, but I would recommend for anybody interested in Club Runner Nova that we do have those changeover webinars coming up where we're going to be releasing updates in regards to Club Runner Nova. I do have it here. So on May 13th, our co-founders, Hallie and Sarah, are going to be just letting you know of an update of the progress we've made with Club Runner Nova. They'll be able to answer more specific questions. I know they have a Q&A portion, I believe, but they're going to provide an overview of what Club Runner Nova is, the progress so far, and what the plan is for coming up. But I'm honestly going to be watching that webinar as well. But
Okay.
I would really recommend watching that. All these are going to be recorded, so if the time is an issue or you have other plans, these will be recorded, so you can easily go through it after.
Okay.
Yeah, but unfortunately, that's all the information I can really provide. That's all I really know. I just know it's kind of it's going to be a gradual kind of upgrade
Okay.
for clubs.
Great. So one last question on a bigger scale. I understand, like May 4th, there is additional training, the changeover training for club execs, and it's being sponsored by Zone or by RI. Can you provide a little more on that? I mean, are there some modules specific to the admin and secretary roles that we should definitely pay attention to?
Yeah, so I think you're referring to, I just have it up on my screen here. Was it the overview of club version, or was it the club executive training on district version?
I think it would be club version.
Okay. Yeah. So
Okay.
essentially I gave you kind of a brief one today, but this one's going to be kind of more in depth. So I would say the things to look out for if you're a secretary would be definitely membership, how you can manage your membership, like adding, terminating members and everything. If you are interested in RI integration, like getting more kind of in depth to it, I do know we have another. Actually, I'll just go through all the webinars here and which ones I think would be the best for like executives. So I don't think any of these would apply. These are like district versions for district administrators. I would definitely recommend you can overview the club version. This is the basics of Club Runner, kind of like logging in and everything like that, just a general kind of overview.
Okay.
This is more for new members, but mobile app is also very good as well. You can we got some new features on there. You can edit your profile now and edit members' profiles on through the app. The donations module, if the club is using donations module, they can, but I would definitely recommend dues and billing because I know we only were able to briefly touch on that, but this will be kind of more in depth where it'll show you go through the steps of sending invoices, creating them, adding credit and debit adjustments, tracking online and offline payments, and exporting to QuickBooks. So I definitely recommend this one. Attendance as well, I definitely recommend for basically monitoring and kind of keeping track of your club's attendance.
Okay.
Also, membership management, I would also recommend. This is all the adding members and everything, and a brief introduction to RI. We have an advanced one, which goes through RI integration. So if you wanted to get more in depth of RI integration, definitely recommend this one as well. This enabling e-commerce and finances one, this is going to go through like those online payment setup that I had mentioned. Cloud events is a new feature that we recently implemented for the event module. This events and volunteers is going to go through my event runner, cloud events, event planner, and this will allow you to basically set up events and review registrations and sending invitations. And yeah, those are essentially the ones I would recommend. Oh,
Okay.
and then the sending emails and newsletters. This will be kind of sending emails, creating bulletins and everything like that.
Excellent. I will be definitely sending out to all administrative assistants as well as secretaries, anyone in those roles. I will be sending them as these come through my desk. I'll make sure everyone in our district gets it. And of course, they're all recorded too. And
Absolutely, yeah.
the depth of the training that's available, which I'm going to hopefully have demoed to you on our website. It actually, our district website actually takes you directly there to the
Oh, that's
training
great.
pieces. So, Stephen, thank you very much. Are there any additional questions for Stephen right now? Before we take a second or two and let me break into the website?
Yeah, I have one question, and it might be for you, Linda. So the reason that my club doesn't have the dues and billing module is because the district doesn't. So is that right? Because we don't have a club version.
You do not have a club version? Okay.
No, but I use Club Runner, and I'm guessing I'm glomming off the district version. Is that right?
Do you know, I don't know because let me find out how. I'm sitting here with Brookings and Mitchell, and they both use the modules. So maybe someone here knows, because I don't believe Madison has the module separately. And I know at the district level, we do not have access to the billing. So it's still a manual process.
Well, let's back away from the billing thing. What my question is clubs can access Club Runner through the district account. Is that right? Apparently, because I don't think our club has an account.
Yeah, Stephen,
Okay.
is that right?
Yeah, so any club that's using the district subscription, like website, you'll be able to log in through the district website. Yeah, using your normal login and password. But yeah, essentially with clubs who don't have their own subscription, they're going to have to use the district website to log in and out.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you for asking the question. That's good. Any other questions for Stephen? Stephen, thank you very much for this in-depth understanding. I really do hope that everyone got something good out of it. And I even picked up like quite a few interesting points that I look forward to talking to you again about.
Yeah, absolutely.
At this